Annyeonghaseyo everybody, thanks for coming back to my channel. This week we're breaking down ABCD by Nayeon. Let's go! Alright, so we're starting with verse 1, and it goes... Slow-mo, hey, I see you looking at me and I like it, oh, yeah. No more, 다가오고 기다리는 건 not my option, yeah. And that means, no more, waiting for you is not my option. 다가오길 comes from the verb 다가오다, which means to approach or come closer. 기다리는 comes from the verb 기다리다, which means to wait. 건 is a thing. So, 다가오길 기다리는 건 is like waiting for you to come closer is not my option, yeah. Alright, now we're in the pre-chorus, and it goes... 피어나 my desire 원하는 건 가져야 하는 걸 All I want is love Love with you Stop thinking 거부할 수 없을 걸 And that means, see it bloom, my desire, gotta get what I want. All I want is love, love with you. Stop thinking, I bet you can't resist. 피어나 comes from the verb 피어나다, which means to bloom. 원하는 건 is a thing that I want. So 원하는 comes from the verb 원하다, which means to want or desire. And 건 is a thing. 가져 and 가져야 comes from the verb 가지다, which means to have or possess. The ending 야하는 comes from the suffix 야하다, which means need to or have to. And then 걸 is a thing. 거부할 comes from the verb 거부하다, which means to refuse, reject, or deny. The ending 수 없어 means that you can't do something. So 거부할 수 없어 means you can't refuse or you can't reject. And then 걸 just means thing. So 피어나, my desire, means it blooms, my desire. 원하는 건 가져야 하는 걸 means I have to have what I want or gotta get what I want. All I want is love, love with you, stop thinking. 거부할 수 없을 걸 means you can't refuse or I bet you can't resist. Alright, now we're in the chorus, and it goes... Hey, you're gonna be my babe. Every time you see me, pajo deeper, deeper, babe. Hey, ABCD bamboke. How to fall in love, gotta get. And that means, A, you're gonna be my babe. Every time you see me falling deeper, deeper, babe. ABCD over and over again. I'll teach you how to fall in love. 빠져 comes from the verb 빠지다, which means to fall emotionally or physically, or to become very absorbed in something. I always hear this word in songs about love, and it's usually relating to falling for somebody. 반복해 comes from the verb 반복하다, which means to repeat. 가르쳐 comes from the verb 가르치다, which means to teach. 줄게 comes from the verb 주다, which means to give, but it also means to do something for somebody. Also, the ending 을게요 means like, I'll do this, or like, I'll do this in the future. So it shows future intent. So, 가르쳐 줄게 means I will teach you. So, A, you're gonna be my babe. Every time you see me, fall in deeper, deeper, babe. ABCD repeats how to fall in love. I will teach you. Alright, now we're in the post-chorus, and it goes... 너무 들어와서 my fantasy 벗어나서 tonight gravity in love, can't get enough. And that means, you've come into my fantasy, no way out of my gravity, in love, can't get enough. 너는 is you. 들어와서 is the past tense form of the verb 들어오다, which means to enter or come into. 벗어날 comes from the verb 벗어나다, which means to get out of or break away from. 수 없어 means you can't do whatever verb comes before it. So 벗어날 수 없어 means you can't get out of. 나 is me or I. 에 is a possessive particle. So 나의 means my. So 너는 들어와서 in my fantasy means you have entered in my fantasy. 벗어날 수 없어 means you can't get out of 나의 gravity, my gravity. In love can't get enough. Next lines are 해 뻗어들고 있어요 hypnotized 홀들 하나가 되는 게 많아 in love can't get enough. And that means, hey, you're falling for me, you're hypnotized, possessed, we're becoming one, you and I, in love can't get enough. 빠져들 comes from the verb 빠져들다, which means to fall into. The ending 고 있어 means like ing. So 빠져들고 있어 means you're falling into. 홀린 듯 means like you're possessed. So 홀린 comes from the verb 홀리다, which means to be possessed or bewitched. And 듯 means like as if or like. 하나 is one. 되는 comes from the verb 됐다, which means to be or become. So 빠져들고 있어, you're hypnotized, means you're falling into me, you're hypnotized. 홀린 듯 하나가 되는 you and I means as if we're possessed, we're becoming one, you and I. In love, and love can't get enough. Alright, now we're in verse 2, and it goes, 넌 따라오면 돼, my baby. 지금부터 I'ma drive you crazy. And that means, just follow my lead, my baby. From now on, I'ma drive you crazy. 넌 is you. 따라오 comes from the verb 따라오다, which means to follow, come with, or tag along. The ending 면돼 means you just need to, or you just have to do this. 지금 means now. 부터 means from. So, 넌 따라오면 돼, my baby, means you just need to follow me, my baby. 지금부터, from now on, I'ma drive you crazy. Next lines are 아슬아슬한 너와 내 emotion 자칫하면 이상해 그런 놓쳐. And that means we're barely holding on to emotion, might lose grip any second. 아슬아슬한 comes from the verb 아슬아슬하다, which means to be precarious, thrilling, or on the edge, or dangerously close to failure or other bad consequences. 너와 내 means our. So, 너 is you, 와 means with or and 내 means my. Altogether, that means our. 자칫하 comes from the verb 자칫하다, which means to fail at the slightest slip or be careless. And 면 means if. 이성 is reason and 에 is a possessive particle. So reason becomes reasons. A 큰 is a string, cord, or strap. 놓쳐 comes from the verb 놓치다, which means to miss one's grip, to drop, or to lose. So, 아슬아슬한 너와 내 emotion means our emotions are dangerously close to failure, or they're precarious or thrilling or on the edge. 자칫하면 이성의 끈을 놓쳐 means if you're careless, we'll drop or lose the string of reason. So it kind of means you might lose grip of reason at any second. Next lines are 대화는 필요 없어 mute 보는 향하는 것 move. And that means no need to talk, mute, to where our instincts lead us, move. 대화 means to talk about or have a convo about. 필요 없어 means you don't need. So 필요 comes from 필요하다, which means to need. 없어 comes from the verb 없다, which means to not have or to not exist. So 필요 없어 or 필요 없다 means you don't need. 본능 or instincts. 향하는 comes from the verb 향하다, which means to head towards. 곳 is like a place or a point. So 대화는 필요 없어 means we don't need to have conversations, mute. 본능이 향하는 곳 is a place where our instincts take us. Next lines are 전부 벗어 던질래 진짜는 볼 수 있게. And that means want to take it all off so I can see the real me. 전부 means all. 벗어 던질래 comes from the verb 벗어 던지다, which means to fling off, throw away, or free oneself from. The ending 을래 shows what the speaker wants to do. 진짜 means real. 나 means me or I. 볼 comes from the verb 보다, which means to like see or watch or look at. The 수있 here comes from the suffix 수있어 or 수있다, which means you can do something. So it's the opposite of the 수없어 from earlier, which meant you can't do something. 수있어 means you can do something. And the ending 게 kind of means like so that blank or for this reason. So 전부 벗어 던질래 means I want to fling it all off or I want to take it all off. 진짜 나를 볼 수 있게 means so that you can see the real me. Alright, now we're in the second pre-chorus, and it's basically the same as the first one, except one line is changed. So, the second pre-chorus goes Feel alive, feel alive 떨리는 맘 감출 수 없을 걸 All I want is love, love with you Stop thinking 거부할 수 없을 걸 And that's the same thing from earlier, which means you can't resist. 피어나 is also the same thing from the first pre-chorus. It comes from 피어나다, which means to bloom. Toli는 comes from the verb tolida, which means to shake or tremble. 마음 is a heart. 감출 comes from the verb 감추다, which means to hide or conceal. The 수 없 right here means can't, and 콜 is a thing. So, 피어나, feel alive, means I guess see me bloom, feel alive. 털리는 마음, 감출 수 없는 걸, means my shaking heart is a thing I can't hide. So I can't hide the excitement. Okay, then we get the chorus all over again, and then we get the post-chorus, and then we get the bridge, and it goes, I don't care and I like, yeah, A to Z, you're my type, yeah, 알려줄게, baby, how to love, 알기 쉽게 내게 one by one. And you do that twice, and that means, I'll show you, baby, how to love, to make it easy for you to understand, or easy and simple, one by one. 알려줄게 means like, I will tell you. So, 알려 comes from the verb 알리다, which means to tell, inform, or notify. And this 줄게 is the same 줄게 from before, which comes from 주다, which means to give, but it also means to do something for somebody. And then the ending 을게 means like, I will do this. It shows future intent to do something. 알기 is like the noun form of the verb 알다, which means to know or understand. 쉽게 means like easily. So 쉽 comes from the verb 쉽다, which means to be easy. And the ending 게 kind of adds li to the end of something. So easy becomes easily. 내게 means to you. So 알려줄게 baby how to love means I will tell you how to love. And I see online that there's a couple different interpretations of this line, but the way that I interpret it is 알기 쉽게 내게 one by one means so that it's easily understandable to you, one by one. So, to make it easy for you to understand, or easy and simple, one by one. And that's the end of ABCD. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, you can leave your suggestions and corrections in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you want to see bite-sized versions of what I do here on YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram. Anyway, I'll see you next Sunday, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great week. Bye!